Hello students, in the previous class we discussed about electrostatic potential and electrostatic potential difference and also electrostatic potential at a point P due to an isolated point charge. Okay, that is V is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R, where R V is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, we call it as K, capital K, into Q divided by R. V is equal to capital K into Q divided by R. If this equation is when the charges are placed in free space or in air or in vacuum. If the charges are placed in a medium, the electrostatic potential will be decreases. That is V air divided by K. V air divided by, this is small k. Small k indicates dielectric constant of the medium. Dielectric constant of the medium. Dielectric constant of the medium. If you change the medium, the dielectric potential, electrostatic potential will be changes. Electrostatic potential will be changes. Next, the electrostatic potential due to a sphere or spherical body, spherical conductor or a sphere, inside, outside and on the surface of the sphere. Potential due to spherical body. There are three cases. First case is outside the sphere. Outside the sphere, that is distance is small r. Distance is small r. Therefore, electrostatic potential V is equal to K times Q divided by, instead of capital R, we can write small r. Here, this is a spherical conductor of radius r. The charges are placed on the surface of the conductor. Therefore, this is point O. We consider point P is outside the sphere. It is at a distance small r. Therefore, here small r is greater than capital R. Therefore, electrostatic potential V is equal to KQ divided by R. If I consider a point P on the surface of the sphere, second point is on the surface of the sphere. Potential on the surface of the sphere. Potential on the surface of the sphere. Potential on the surface of the sphere. V is equal to, instead of small r, we can write capital R. V is equal to KQ divided by capital R. And third case is inside the sphere. Inside the sphere, there is no charges are inside the sphere. Therefore, the electric field is inside the sphere is zero. Therefore, the electrostatic potential is not zero, but it is constant because there is no charge or there is no electric field to oppose the charge. there is no electric field to oppose the charge. Therefore, the electrostatic potential inside and on the surface of the sphere is same. Inside the sphere, the electrostatic potential, the V is constant and is equal to potential on the surface of the sphere. Surface of the sphere. Outside the sphere we call it as V out. On the surface of the sphere is V on, and inside the sphere is V in is equal to V on. V in is equal to V on. V in is the potential inside the sphere. V on is the potential on the surface of the sphere. That is equal to KQ divided by capital R. KQ divided by capital R, because inside the sphere there is no charges are there. Inside the sphere, charges are zero. Or no charges inside the sphere. No charges inside the sphere, therefore no electric field. No charges inside the sphere. Electric field E is equal to 0 inside the sphere. Therefore, to oppose, there is no electric field to oppose the charge. There is no electric field to oppose the charge. Inside the sphere. There is no electric field to oppose the charge inside the sphere. That's why the electrostatic potential inside the sphere and also on the surface of the sphere are same. Inside the sphere is constant, that is equal to KQ divided by capital R. And next thing is electrostatic potential due to superposition principle. What is superposition principle? For electrostatic force, the net force due to number of other charges on a single charge is taken as algebraic vector sum of, not algebraic sum, vector sum of all the forces on a single charge are taken at a time. That is superposition principle for Coulomb's law or electrostatic force. The net electrostatic force on single charge due to number of other charges are equal to vector sum of all the forces are taken at a time on a single charge. That is F net is equal to F1 vector plus F2 vector and so on Fn vector. Here superposition principle for potential is superposition principle, not principle, it is principle. Okay, superposition principle for electrostatic potential is defined as the net electrostatic potential, at a point P, due to number of other charges, due to number of other charges placed at different points, is equal to algebraic sum of all the individual potentials, at point P are taken at a time. This is the statement of superposition principle for electrostatic potential. According to superposition principle, the net electrostatic potential at a single point P due to number of charges placed at different points is equal to algebraic sum is very important for electrostatic force, that is vector sum. But here algebraic sum of all the individual potentials at point P are taken at a time is called superposition principle. Therefore, if I consider a point P and different charges, this is Q1 and Q2 and Q3, Q4 up to Qn. Therefore, separation of point P from Q1 charge is R1. Similarly, separation of point P from Q2 charge is R2. Separation of point P from Q3 charge is R3. And Q4 charge is R4 and Qn charge is Rn. If Q1, Q2, Q3 and so on Qn are at a distance R1, R2, R3 up to Rn from the point P respectively. Therefore, the electrostatic potential at point P due to Q1 charge is denoted by V1, due to Q2 charge is denoted by V2, for Q3 charge is denoted by V3, for Qn charge is denoted by Vn. Therefore, first we have to calculate potential at point P due to Q1 charge. Potential at P due to Q1 charge is denoted by V1 is equal to K times of Q1 divided by R1, called as equation number 1. Similarly, potential at P due to Q2 charge is V2 is equal to K Q2 divided by R2. Similarly, potential at P due to Qn charge, that is Vn is equal to KQn divided by Rn, KQn divided by Rn. According to the definition or statement of superposition principle, the net electrostatic potential at point P due to number of charges is equal to what? Algebraic sum of all the individual potentials at point P taken at a time. Therefore, we according to statement, according to superposition principle, V net is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus and so on plus Vn. Therefore, V net can be written as V net is equal to KQ1 divided by R1 plus KQ2 divided by R2 plus KQ3 divided by R3 and so on plus KQn divided by Rn. Here K is constant, take outside, and K is common to all the terms. V net is equal to K times of Q1 divided by R1 plus Q2 divided by R2 plus and so on Qn divided by Rn. Therefore, this can be written in a summation. V net is equal to K into summation of I is equal to 1 to n Qi divided by Ri is the net potential at point P according to the superposition principle. Okay. Therefore, for electrostatic forces are vector sum. For force, according to the superposition principle, we take F net is equal to algebraic sum of forces. Sorry, vector sum of forces. For potential, V net is equal to algebraic sum of potential. Algebraic sum of potentials. Okay. This is about the superposition principle for electrostatic potential. Okay. Next is electric potential due to dipole or electric dipole. Electric potential due to electric dipole, V is equal to electric potential due to electric dipole. V is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2a cos theta divided by r square minus a square cos square theta. R square minus a square cos square theta is the formula to calculate the electric potential due to electric dipole. Write the expression for electric potential due to electric dipole. This is the formula: Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2a into cos theta divided by r square minus a square cos theta. In terms of dipole moment, write the electrostatic potential in terms of dipole moment. In terms of dipole moment, we know that Q into 2A is equal to P. Q into 2A is equal to P. Therefore, electrostatic potential B is equal to Q into 2A. P cos theta divided by, instead of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, we can write KP cos theta divided by R square minus A square cos square theta. R square minus A square cos square theta. For short dipole, instead of R square minus A square cos square theta, here A is very less than R. We neglect R square A square cos square theta. A square can be neglected from the equation. Therefore, B is equal to KP cos theta divided by, neglect A square cos square theta from the equation, then equation becomes R square. B is equal to KP cos theta divided by R square for short dipole. Clear? And for axial line, what is the electrostatic potential? For axial line, what is the electrostatic potential? Therefore, theta is equal to, for axial line, theta is equal to 0 degree, cos 0 degree is equal to 1. Therefore, this equation becomes B is equal to KP cos theta divided by R square minus A square cos square theta. Equation becomes B is equal to K into P divided by R square minus A square. This is the formula to calculate electrostatic potential on the axial line. For equatorial line, theta is equal to 90 degree, cos 90 degree is equal to 0. Therefore, cos 90 degree is equal to 0. Therefore, cos 90 is 0. Cos square 90 is also 0. 0 divided by 0 is called 0. Therefore, B axial, this is AXIAL, axial, and this is equatorial, EQU. For equatorial plane, electrostatic potential is 0. Okay. Next is the variation of V for point charge and dipole. This is very important question for annual examination. Write the graph for variation of electrostatic potential with a point charge and a dipole. Variation of electrostatic potential P with a charge and for dipole. For charge, V for charge is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R, or R. V charge is equal to KQ divided by R, that is V charge is proportional to 1 over R for charge. For dipole, for dipole, V dipole is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, P cos theta divided by R square minus A square cos square theta. If theta is 0 degree, cos 0 is 1. If for short dipole, V dipole is equal to Kp divided by R square. That is V dipole is inversely proportional to R square. V dipole is inversely proportional to R square. For V charge 1 over R, for V dipole 1 over R square. The graph is, this is V versus R, V versus R. AB curve represents 1 over R, and CD curve represents AB curve 1 over R, CD curve is equal to 1 divided by R square. This curve is for charge and this curve is for dipole. This is about the superposition principle and electrostatic potential due to dipole. In the next class, we discuss a very important topic, that is equipotential surfaces. Okay, thank you students.